Welcome, week 7. What we're going to talk about tonight is the law of attraction, which is really exciting because it's one of the most crucial things that you've got to explain with clients. Because most people do not understand the law of attraction and therefore they don't understand why things happen in their life. And one reason why we're doing it tonight is because you've done some sessions on people and you get some feelings, you'll know what sort of things people come up with. But I can tell you in almost every session, at some level, I explain the law of attraction to people. So it's really important you've got to understand this, right? So be aware that when we've got a topic on, that you guys are going to create an experience to bring it up so you understand it.
Yeah.
So especially for you two guys, you've created that to understand why you've attracted that in your space. Because it's never about the other person. We've always got to remember that. And people are going to reflect to you about stuff. And if you got things about yourself as a healer, it's going to be reflected in other people. I remember a couple of months ago, this lady, it was actually one of Sasha's friends. She was a bit of a domino persecutor. And she sort of said to me, she said, "How can you call yourself a shaman?" And I realised that, I said, why did I create that? And that was about me getting clear in my own mind about in what way am I a shaman. So I had to go away and really connect to that. And it actually was a gift she gave me. Even though she was trying to persecute me, I went away and got a clarity around that.
Okay.
For me, yeah, it was around, because partly what she was saying is, well, how come you're not Indigenous? How can you call yourself a shaman? And I realised at that point in time, because I didn't have an answer to that right at that point in time, I realised I needed to do some clearing around it, so it was perfect for me. Law of attraction, things come up because they're unresolved. So I go, okay, what does that really mean for me? And I go, no, I've been an Indigenous shaman in many lives, and my role was to bring shamanic healing into the West. Because when I went to Peru, I didn't feel an inclination to be an ayahuasca shaman, to work with plants. And it made me sit and realise. And because I'm a visionary person, when people say things to me, I don't tend to react. I just tend to go, I've got to go and have a vision on that. Yeah, does it make sense? So that was a good lesson for me. You know, at the time I felt uncomfortable because she came along to one of my talks about becoming a shaman healer. And when I was there and I talked about it, her energy around it was totally different, which meant I'd cleared it. So I always see everything as a gift. That's the law of attraction. Even though it might feel uncomfortable at the time, it's okay. It's uncomfortable because we haven't resolved something. People they're triggering something inside of you. It's okay. It's not about them.
Yeah.
It's about something in you. Because if I felt totally comfortable as a shaman and totally comfortable in my own journey at that point in time, then that stuff wouldn't have come up. But that gave me, after that, I sat with it and I spoke to you, and I got a lot more clarity about it. So it was actually perfect for me. Because if that hadn't happened, then I wouldn't have gone through that process. See, it's perfect.
I got a lot of information about the negative feedback or and then I wrote down where I am not going to do this session for this person because I've got so much to clear out around all of these things.
Cool.
There's nothing about him.
Mine was interesting because when I felt stupid and came up against that resistance, because I was feeling like I really wanted to do this healing on it.
Yeah.
And then it came up, and then I was just like, oh, actually, I'm completely not interested in doing this.
Cool.
But then it just happened, and then I was like, oh, actually, no, this was amazing. So.
Yeah. But it's cool, yeah. I'm really looking at a lot of things about how to get out there, and sometimes it's a reflection of what you put out there comes back to you. Because Natalie Gauser, who's won Australian Idol, she contacted me and said she wants me to be on her TV show in England, which is really cool.
Wow.
Next week.
Cool.
She's going to interview me. She did this course and thought it was amazing. And she gets 300 people to watch her show. So that's going to be a great way of getting out there. So if you put it out there, the universe brings it back to you. So that's a reflection.
Yeah, right. That's so cool.
So it is a reflection. So it's really cool. That's next Tuesday night. Because I asked the universe, bring in a harmonic way that I can move out into the world. See? And just let it go. That's the law of attraction. I want you create. Cool. But why do you feel you created this?
Because I needed to come up against someone that would question me and say.
Okay, so do you want me to tell you what your big issue is?
Yep.
I want to see if you guys can connect to it, and I'll tell him, see if you guys pick out. You're attached to her response. So it's like anything. It's like I said, like when Michael Jackson danced on stage, he danced for himself. You don't react to you, and this is where you've got to feel comfortable in what you know And I feel this is about you being really comfortable with what you know and know works. And when you're really comfortable with what you know and know works, and if people go, well, this doesn't work. Because I had this one guy in Peru say, you can't see entities. And I go, what? What are you talking about? You know what I mean? And that was his own insecurity. It wasn't about me, it was about him. So don't take things personally. That's really, really important. And I would have stopped and don't allow people to question too much, because if people are questioning, they've got head entities. That's where the head entity. It's different from your questions because you're asking about how to learn the process. That's different. I'm going to talk about that. But if people are questioning you in a way to try and put you down what you're doing, just stop and say, I'm not interested in your heart, because people are trying to analyse. I'm not interested in that. I don't need to prove this to anybody. There's enough people that believe it. And if some people don't believe it, that's okay. Yeah, I think it would be more powerful if this happened again, whatever happens perfect, is go, okay, right now I'm just going to walk away from you right now to connect to this and be in your own. If you feel uncomfortable, be in your own energy. I feel she was doing to suck your energy. And I feel you've got to learn how to respond to that. But no, if you're reacting how people are taking what you're saying, that means you've got an issue around your own self. Just like I did, that's why I came up with that story about that when that lady made the comment about the shaman and stuff, you know? Because I thought that hit me a little bit and go, what? No, that means I'm not clear. That was a message for me. It wasn't about her. It was about, I created that because I needed to get clarity. So you need to get clearer on really own this energy and go, no, this works.
Yep.
And of course, since you haven't done it a lot of times, that's not there yet. And that's okay. But that's that's what you need to do. Is that cool?
There was a part of me that felt like she was questioning my intelligence as well. It was my own stuff. But I actually, I feel like it was quite healing in the end, because then afterwards, when I was able to express how I was feeling, which I mightn't have done in previous situations. So I expressed that and then felt held in that space. And then, because she'd done that, I feel like next time I come up against somebody that is questioning me, I'm going to be like, oh, it's okay, I know, and I can, I could even deal with some blows or something and still feel okay, I'm going to be fine.
So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to read page 69 and 70, and then what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about it. So the first paragraph on page 69 is the why. Why this is important as a healer. So, Miss Fire Person, why is understanding the law of attraction important to you as a facilitator of healing?
Basically, so that whatever is happening in a client's life, what is manifesting in their body or in their life, what drama they're creating or something, is something that's going on internally within them that they have to heal, because everything is a mirror. So there's deeper stuff inside them and they're creating those situations, and there's usually some sort of trauma that's happened.
It's pretty good, isn't it? That's a really good explanation. Clarity.
Recreates.
So one thing you guys got to do is be aware of your strengths. Clarity is one of yours.
Okay. Yes.
You can explain things with clarity.
Yeah.
So I said, one of those points here I said relate to the life pipeline, right, which we did earlier in the course. And the life pipeline, remember, is that we're a soul that comes in, we project consciousness into the body to create. Yeah? So as you correctly said, is that our body is a reflection of our consciousness, which means it's a reflection of what thoughts we have, and what thoughts we have determine our emotions. If we've got limiting thoughts, then we're going to have heavy emotions, right? Does that make sense? Yeah. And you can go back to the life pipeline to look at this in detail, right? And our body is a perfect reflection of that. So, because the body reflects where we're at. Why do we want that to happen? Because then the body can tell us if we're blocked or not. And that's why the symptoms are there. You've got a broken toe because there's a reason you got a broken toe, and it's not just physical. No, it's because you're blocking some aspect of your essence. That's what causes illness, right? Now, if we don't pick it up in the body, we project it out into the world. So if we've got limiting perceptions of who we are from a trauma, as you said, they must manifest in the physical world. And it could even mean that we project them onto other people, but it's not blaming the other people. That's the important point. Does that make sense? And this is really clear because I can tell you most clients blame things in their world, right? I remember this lady came to me. She said, Paul, because I said, you know, why are you here? My last 8 boyfriends have been really angry. So there's one thing in common here, and that's you. So guess what? If she's getting angry men in her life, what do you think that's telling about what's inside?
She's angry.
Yeah. So I had to connect to the anger inside of her and know where it was related to. And it came from her dad, which she hadn't resolved yet.
Yeah. I was going to say either she's angry or she's at the opposite end of the stick.
Yeah.
Which is she's got unresolved issues with
Yeah.
someone who is.
So she's going to project it into the world. She's going to project it into the world because she didn't connect to the anger in the body. She took it on from her dad. Yeah. Because dad controlled with anger. So she projects it into the world. But the careful thing is you don't blame other people. You go, oh, thanks world, I'm meeting all these angry men because that's telling me something about me. It's never about them. But people go, no, they're angry. No, you actually are projecting it out there because you can't see it here. Now, when I got her to deal with her anger, her next boyfriend she married. He was a really beautiful, harmonic man. See? I changed her energy inside and she changed what she created. This is a really, really important point because most people live this, life in reverse.
I had to do all that because my all ex-boyfriends were all angry.
Yeah, I know, that's why I'm looking at you when I'm talking about it. That's why you've attracted this. That's why you've attracted this story.
It was everybody else's fault. Yeah. Never take any responsibility. No.
But this is what people say. My life situations determine how I feel. That's what most people think. No, how you feel, you put out into the world and you create that. The world is a reflection of you inside. And this is a really important point you've got to get people to heal because we live in a world where people live, you know, with so much a world of external stimulus, this external gratification, like I talked about that talk with self-worth, right? And people looking for themselves out there, like you did with that person, you know, when you explained it, right? And she's just a reflection of you. Does that make sense? So you always have to go back inside. And that's why as a healer, the why as a healer is that you've got to help people go inside to see what's unresolved inside themselves. That's the why. Because the world is going to show you what you have not resolved. Because if you were holding on to a limiting thought, both of her sessions are about being in poverty. She hadn't resolved that from 2 previous lifetimes. She's now, see how relevant to her right now because she's left her work and she's having thoughts of, oh, I'm going to be poor again. Yeah. And if she has those thoughts, what is she going to create? Yeah. So she's brought it up to resolve. The world, if you've got limited thoughts, the world will show it to you. It's perfect. Everything's always perfect. And that's why you've got to be really accepting and grateful of whatever you experience. When anything happens in my life, I always go, what does that mean for me? Why am I creating this? What does that reflect about me? And it's very empowering. And that's what you've got to do with your clients. Because there's 2 important implications halfway down page 70. To understand what is happening, you need to go inside. Because people are going to say to you, as practitioners, Michelle, I can't understand why, you know, like your mum, I can't understand what is happening. Well, there's something about energies that you haven't resolved because there's a trauma you haven't dealt with yet. That's where you come to me. And I'm going to help you connect to this trauma through your entity to help you clear that so that you're going to change what you create in your life. You've got to know how to explain this to people. Because I can tell you most people don't. They think they do. Like this guy sent a post the other day and he said life is unfair. And I said, go and learn the law of attraction. Life is always fair. Because you know, people say, oh, this is so unfortunate, this is such a nice person, and this nice person got cancer. It's not about unfairness, it's about this person's got self-hatred and they need to look at it. What's unfair about that? Life is never unfair. Do you know what I'm saying? Never. It can't be. But you've got to really understand this at a deep level. That's why in my book, Understanding Your Life, there's 10 pages I wrote on the law of attraction, which I'll get in your home page, I'll refer you to those pages. Because a lot of people have a misunderstanding. There's an accident or someone, you know, the blame, which is usually the victim energy, right? or things are unfair, or, you know, they blame that this person's president, or, you know, someone put a post the other day about all these wars going on, and I said, okay, there's only one way there can be war in the world. Do you know that? Is a lot of people got inner conflict. So deal with your own inner conflict. It's never about out there.
Yeah. People think that if we are protesting against war, then war will stop. Well, that's just creating
No.
more war.
Yeah.
More conflicts.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you don't focus on the negative. Because, like, Mother Teresa knew this. See, she was intelligent. Because she said, I'll never march against war, but I'll march for peace.
Yeah, that's right.
People who are activists are actually feeding energy. Do you realise that? What you resist persists. That's what I say to people. You're putting all these negative posts on. I said to this guy yesterday, you must got a lot of healing to do. If you've got a garden and you water the weeds because you give them attention, they're going to grow. I prefer to bring in love. Don't blame the darkness, just bring it light.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. Yeah, blame it. That's part of your purpose. You know what I mean? That's why you don't blame your mum. No, that's why I'm here. You know what I mean? I'm here because a lot of people block their vision. If everyone had visions, then what would I be doing? If everyone totally expanded in big ways, what would you be doing on the planet? You know what I mean? You could be grateful that these people are looking to help through the gifts you've got. Does that make sense? But you've got to get people to focus. Because it's really important in your sessions. I'm going to really listen when I hear you guys do sessions, especially when we come to the you. Understand. When you're getting a person connected to the entity, right, understanding the core message, that's when you've got to really relate to the law of attraction. Why have they created that experience? Yeah?
So we don't want to put too much attention on entities because then entities will grow.
No, but we're not seeing the entity as being negative. We're seeing it as the treasure the entity has got to help us learn. See, we're seeing it in a positive way.
But if you are focused on the entity and the entity is something that is heavy, then if you're focusing on it...
But we're not focusing on it being heavy. We're focusing on the idea that we're going to transmute it. It's a different approach.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
I understand the point you're making, but it's about we're helping people connect to how they can learn from that.
Feelings are just the feelings, but the story you put to it is what makes it
Yeah.
something to...
Yeah. We're not letting people sit into it like about being that poor little girl in a past life, right, with a boyfriend being away in war or something, and her being poor and feeling trapped, right? Now, I'm going to get her to feel that, but so that she understands what that energy is from a bigger picture, because she's dealing with a lot of people in the corporate world who are trapped. So she's got that's the bigger picture. Does it make sense? That's the law of attraction, is understanding in terms of their bigger game. Yeah? So there's a bigger game going on around her whole family, stuff around that stuff yet, which she hasn't totally come through yet, but it will come through. Just got to get connected to it. But that's a really good question. I like your question.
The reason I ask is because during the course I've been focused a little bit on my entities, and so I feel like some of them have been like a bit persistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you give them energy, that's when you go acknowledge them. That's why we disidentify them, call them a name.
Yeah.
So as soon as like she called her entity torture, then that's not me.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you're acknowledging it's here to give you a lesson. You're not... See, what most people do is they actually be the entity.
Yeah.
Like you say every time you're so sorry. That's being the entity and that's feeding it.
Yeah.
That's why you've got to be aware of your language. Yeah? Because if you use language that is disempowering, you're feeding the entity. Because you know, based on the law of attraction, entities like to attract other similar entities.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah? But that doesn't necessarily mean that you've got to allow that you to feed that entity. So I've got to be very aware when around some people and you go, no, they're trying to suck that energy from me because the entity's trying to get me connected into a game by getting me to react. So her entity and that other lady was trying to suck energy from you, and you've got to go, no, I'm not playing that game. And you can talk to the if you're someone who doesn't understand the entity, you should talk to the entity telepathically.
Yeah.
Hello, entity. I know you're there. I know your game. I want to call you a name. And thanks for being there. It's really fun. We're going to have fun. But guess what? I'm a powerful individual. and I'm going to help you learn in terms of where do you want to go to? That's a great question. Okay, look on page 71. Messages from your world. I'm going to talk about the ant one. I want to talk about that one because that happened in class. That was really funny. Guess what we're teaching at the time? Law of attraction. And we're outside. And then we're talking, and this guy said, I don't believe in law of attraction. He said, it only happens sometimes. I go, oh, really? I said, universe, just help him learn. What happened? These ants started calling up his body, right? And under no one, he said, oh, yeah, but that's just a coincidence. I said, okay, you move chairs and see what happens. He moved chairs, and he was the only one with the ants climbing up. He had to feel it. He said, okay, I understand. I said, talk to the ants, think, what's the message you got to get, and then they went away. So he actually had to experience it because he was an earth person. He had to feel it at a kinesthetic level. And answer about details.
So my kind of theory on the universe before this course, in fact, has been like the universe kind of like wants us to heal and wants us to learn. Like it's always there, just trying to push. And it's kind of like I feel like it's always like, you know, it's like, hey, like, do you want to learn this thing? Hey, do you want to learn this thing? Hey, do you want to? And there's like, whoosh, like, you know, it'll give you a couple of like goes, and then if you're not listening to it, if you're not listening to the subtleties of it, then it'll just slap you over the head. And
It's like kids.
Yeah.
If you listen to kids, they'll scream at you. Yeah. Because kids can see so much, they actually get impatient because they go, how can my parents be so dumb? I've worked with kids, you know, the kids said, how come my parents are so dumb? I said, no, they're not dumb, they're just unconscious because they've got a lot of trauma. Got to sort of explain to them because they can see it.
I used to think that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all do, I reckon.
Yeah. But yeah, this relates to the point that Michelle said too, right? You know, sometimes you go, oh, my beliefs aren't mine. Quite often we're here to teach our parents because it's part of the evolution. So we've got to feel their beliefs. We actually take them on as part of the lesson, part of the block. So be grateful that you're taking them on to learn them, but remember you're not the blocks. So I agree with what you said, totally. Yeah, the universe, sometimes if you don't get the message, the universe will give you a big whack.
I remember when I was a kid thinking, what the hell am I doing in this house with these parents? Like, what am I doing here?
Yeah,
I'm not
totally.
meant to be here.
Because it's part of your purpose to feel them, to shift it. That's why. This is how you can overcome negative perceptions. This is a technique. It's a system. And if your clients don't understand the law of attraction, you know what you can do? Get them to read those pages. And even give them that page and say, this is the way that's a really powerful exercise. Just get them to look at, oh, why don't you do this? For some people, they've got to experience it. They're not going to listen to you because, you know, a lot of people, they don't believe the world because they know they've told a lot of lies. So they're not going to, their basic philosophy is, I'm not going to believe you. Yep. Which is basically how I never believed in anyone until I can feel it. In all my healing courses, I didn't believe anyone until I felt it. So when anything happens, and that's why, like, when you take a person into the entity, what are you understanding from this experience? Why have you created this? Why is it here? How does it fit into your bigger journey? And sometimes people can't see that, so you've got to go back and go, why are they learning this? Right? Because a lot of people got that perception in the world, so she's experienced. To help shift somebody, you've got to experience it. That's why we've got to get over our arrogance. Because I had the same arrogance you did. Why am I in this crazy world? No, because I'm here to help move the people, so I've got to experience it first.
And it was funny because
I've just got this whole vision of me up there, like a little atom, fucking deciding that there's too much crazy people in the world and I'm coming down to fix it.
Yeah, totally. That's actually the vision you did have. Didn't it? That is the vision you had.
It is exactly the vision that I have.
It's so crazy out there.
So much fucking anger and coming down.
That's why I'm writing a book called What on the Earth is Going On, and it's a TV reality show of aliens watching shows about Earth and seeing how crazy it is, and they've got to vote whether it's real or not.
I have a memory of like when I was like 13 and we were growing up in poverty and I was like going, no, you've got it all wrong. I'm supposed to be wealthy and rich and
Yeah, totally.
I was like, what is this? No.
Yeah.
That's why kids don't understand it when they say their parents can't buy things, because they think, but isn't there infinity? What are you talking about? I can have what I want. So it doesn't fit into their reality.
They think that parents actually go to work to make money. Like, making money is their job. They're going to bring money home. That's their actual job. That's pretty simple.
An exercise I want to get you guys to do during the week is page 73. It's called the Stairway to Paradise. And this is an exercise you can also give clients. And this is about how you can create your intentions. Because based on the law of attraction, if you have a very positive affirmation about what you want to create in your life, you create it. Well, it's like I've been focusing a lot about going out to the world. So what happened? The universe said no, you can go on TV. Oh, that's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's come because I put that energy out there.
Yep.
And I'm detached to how it's happening. You know what I mean? That's what you got to feed it. And this is a process you can have to connect to your thoughts and emotions around it, because we create around our thoughts and emotions. So I created a technique to connect people to feel it, not just to say it. You got to feel it. Just like you guys got to really feel being a healer. Like, you know, when I told her that she made that comment the other day about I'm a shamanic healer.
Yeah.
It was like it just came totally from the heart. It was like ding, top of the Vitality elevator. You know what I mean? Not that that was her intention, she just came out because she was really passionate. I feel, yeah, she does really want to be, she does believe she's a healer. She's already, you know what I mean?
Because I'm like, I don't want to be stuck doing this forever with the video and editing and
Yeah.
all that. I am a shamanic healer.
Yeah,
That is what
I don't want
wanna
to do this shit.
I hate this shit.
But even tonight, she's getting clearer. No, I don't want that type of client. You know what I mean? See how she's getting clarity around, no, what type of clients do you want to create? Yeah? That's important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that depends on your purpose.